My name is Dr. Tim Ashburn, and I'm a pulmonologist with Hamilton Healthcare System. I'm originally from East Tennessee and now live just south of the Chickamauga battlefield. I have 2 older daughters, 4 grandsons. I have a 6-year-old, which keeps me very active. I'm a Civil War buff, and so I enjoyed spending time there, doing walks and contemplating, that sort of thing. I grew up on a farm. We had a couple of farms in the family and several hundred head of cattle. I went to college and I had an organic chemistry professor that dared me to take the MCATs. I took them and probably did the best on it that I had ever done on any test. And then I said, what do you do now? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, you apply to medical school. So I applied to UT and got accepted to Go Vols. For some reason, the politicians put the medical school in Memphis, where we do the important stuff and play football at Knoxville. I did an internship and residency at the University of Chattanooga. I did a chief year, and that's when I got accepted into the University of Tennessee's critical care program. And then I wound up being chief fellow after 3 years, and I was asked to join faculty. Then I came back over here about 14 years ago and established a practice on the Parkway. It was sort of an adventure, it was a challenge, but I loved working in the health sciences, the biology, but with the chemistry and all that sort of stuff. So, and I also enjoyed working with people and helping people. In the ICU, I seem to gravitate towards taking care of the sickest patients. Sometimes I would not even ever actually talk to my patient. They may be intubated and sedated, and you wake them up every day, what we call a holiday. As I've gotten older, though, I've gravitated more towards pulmonary, outpatient pulmonary, and the relationships that you've developed with your patients over years. In pulmonary, totally different lifestyle. You actually get to sit down with the patient and you talk to them, and you learn about their wife and their children and their grandchildren, and what type of tomatoes they like to grow and how they're doing, and it's very rewarding. There was never a grand plan, but it always seemed like that there was guidance along the way. There's nothing better than a tomato grown out of the garden in summer. And every year I go, that's the best tomato I've ever had in my life.